Hey there guys, Northern Crusader here once more with Victoria 2, Heart of Darkness. I'm kind of upset I've had the last series win, but I will make the Iron Raid, but we're going to do something new here, we're going to leave that in the past. So, because this is going to lead to something interesting, because I'm doing a new series, and you can probably guess by reading from the left what it's going to be. I got thinking, like, we've started from, like, fractured sides, so France, who's going to struggle, Prussia, the fragments of the Holy Roman Empire. The USA has an easy going. Japan's probably been the hardest start I've had so far, and China, well, China's China. So, we're going to move on to something bigger and better. We're going to start as top dog for once. We're going to play the United Kingdom, Great Britain, the Empire, blah blah blah. And this is actually going to be a very, very interesting series. For a variety of reasons. I will say now, this is going to be a bit of a weird one to start with. As a bit of I guess openness is probably the word I'm looking for. The series has actually got a few episodes recorded. The problem is the recording's corrupted. And I kind of don't have the time to go and recover them. And the thing is, the way this series has gone so far, I kind of want to keep it going as it is. So I'm going to jump in. And I will load up the UKLP save and show you what we've done. But let's actually start this up. And you can see what we've got up to. Well, what the British get. And then we'll jump to what the British have got up to in the 14 years the game's been going. So, when this goes, thank you very much. First off, we are the Grand United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. Which I guess you really could call Britain, Wales, Ireland and Scotland. We are the biggest power in the world, the strongest power in the world, with the highest prestige and the highest industry at the start of the game. We're also third in military power, which mostly comes from our navy. We have holdings all over the world, United Kingdom and Ireland. Over here in Heligoland. We have, over here, British Canada. We have over here, Belize. We have some holdings in the Caribbean, or Caribbean, depending on how you say it, along with Guyana. We also have the Falkland Islands. Yes, Argentina, it is the Falkland Islands. Read it. We have around here some islands in the South Atlantic. I believe we have some in the North Atlantic. I can't remember where. That's West Morocco. It's Micronesia. Guess we don't. We also have Bermuda as a thing you should know. We also own British Gambia, Sierra Leone, that's Dutch, South Africa, India, which is where you're going to draw most of your manpower from, Australia, I think there's a couple of islands out here as well, not entirely sure. Doesn't look like it right now. New Zealand. We are a world-spanning empire already from the start of the game. What was I ever calling it? What's this bring us? Well, for a start, we've instantly got a colonial issue to handle. We have land being colonised in America. Currently, it's actually 3 states. Well, is it 3 or is it 4? Sorry, it's actually 4 states. You can actually go in and annoy the Americans by going to colonize Idaho, Washington, and Washington. And if you're lucky, you can actually go down to Oregon. That really depends on luck. Otherwise, that's your colonial issue at the start of the game. Our sphere of influence is world ranging. If I find it, there we go. We begin in the game with Hanover as a puppet. This will not last the entire game. It actually ends relatively quickly in like the first 10-20 years. This is one of the pieces Prussia needs to form a North German Federation and indeed German Empire. This will leave your sphere. You have to fight to get it back. We also have the Belgians in our sphere. They will have a war very early on against the Netherlands, so you can actually use that for other games. We have the Greece in our sphere, the last holdout of the Grand Byzantine Empire. And the Ottomans are not really going to do anything against them, but there will be issues down here that require you to pay attention if you're going to support the Greeks. We also have India to deal with, all this up. Burma we can't ally with because we own one of their cores. Siam we can actually influence. And that is everything. I believe there might be... Yeah, that's it. So we have a lot of things we can influence. We have diplomatic power around the world. And we need to use it accordingly. Now, as for production, we have a good deal of factories already. We're moving into steamer shipyards. We're getting a steamer set up, we haven't got them set up properly yet. We're leaving the age of the Clipper, but there's Clipper shipyards already. Oh. We have plenty of states that we can work in for our factory needs. Just in the home isles. But what are we doing other than that? Budget will actually be easy to balance out in the UK. Technology, we are Sea Power and the Merchant Marine. I believe that's Merchant Marine Navy. Come over here. Okay, it's just Merchant Marine. Okay, Sea Power Merchant Marine. This is not a bad one for your naval needs. You lose 5% in Army Tech and 10% in Culture Tech in exchange for an extra 15% in Naval Tech and 10% in Commerce Tech. This is a net gain. The Naval Tech alone evens out, and the Commerce gives you plus 10%. Your military and culture might be slower to develop, everything else is fine. Especially when you consider that Commerce is really useful for your factories, business regs, and your market functionality gives you more diplomatic influence. Navy, you need for the colonialism game, especially I believe it's naval logistics that you need for your colonial negotiations. Is it that? Yeah, you need naval logistics, so this all works towards in your favour. Industry, yeah, it's not bad. You can still work on it. It's still actually extremely useful to get. The one big bad downside to this is getting philosophy, and philosophy is really important due to the research points it gives you. But you can overcome this. In terms of politics, we are Her Majesty's government. We can choose our ruling party from a list, obviously, but we can only do it. I believe it's once a year, and we still have elections. This is probably the best government type in the game. Now, we have on offer the Reactionaries, the Conservatives, and the Whigs, or Liberals, as they will be known later on. Good choice there. As for reforms, we start with slavery outlawed, which is a good sign. We start with appointing the House, we start with wealth-based voting franchise, we start with meetings allowed, we start with censored press, we start with non-socialist trade unions allowed, we start with non-secret ballots, we start with trinket healthcare and basic school system. The biggest of these is the basic school system. We start with that. Most nations don't have a school system at this point. And those nations that do have a school system don't have trinket healthcare. Those nations that do have both, if they have both, do not have trinket subs or minimal safety regulations. We have more social reforms than any other nation in the game. Movements will come and go. Decisions, we have a couple. We start with the Webster Ashburton Treaty Straft Bats, which literally is just give up land to the Americans. You think you give up Caribou and its cause, Caribou and Bangor, in exchange for 100 reparations to the USA and losing 2 from gaining 2 prestige. Really good as just to keep your momentum going if you're going at many wars. You can also build Suez, build Panama as normal. There's the Corn Laws, the Empress of India, Scotland Yard, and the Treaty of London. Which, well, there's a lot of Treaty of London, so that could be fun. As for population, we have 31.96 million. The Home Isles don't provide us that much, really. I mean, the highest is 871k. It's still high, but and then you get down to like the United Provinces, which is in India. 5.26 million in India, just in this one state. Then you get further down, you know, it's just these are several millions. Then you get to Central India. There's a ton of these that outpopulate the UK. I'm going to call them the UK because, you know, for purposes of relevance, easy to say. So you have a lot of work to do, but it's also easy to manipulate your clergy because you already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 places to give clergy to, and clerks. 14 states, as opposed to colonial provinces, which you have, well, a whole empire of. This works out majorly in your favour. Trade, with world power, let's go extend itself. Diplomacy, can't work it out. Military, we have the world to call from. Oh, something else you know. We also have Gibraltar, which we get sucked in Spanish. We also have Malta. I've got those two. So with all this power, you have many options you can do. At the start of the game, you really want to be looking to keep the European powers down while expanding your own influence and power around the world. Prussia is going to become your biggest threat. Obviously with the Germans. Yeah, they're the Germans. France early game is your biggest rival, then it becomes Prussia, as they become the German Empire. And if you want to keep going, there will be other powers rising. You can actually see to unite India. Punjab is one that's important to take for an event. But, with all that said and done, this is just how it looks from the start. Why don't I show you one way you can take this? Okay, so this save is from about 14 years ahead. This is where the recording actually corrupted, and I really don't want to give this up because I'm never going to be able to repeat this. We are still the top dog. We've got a lot more military, a lot more industry, and a lot more prestige under our belt. Let's start with events overseas in Asia, because that's probably the least important for us. We own Brunei. We own Johor. We own Hong Kong, which I thought there'd be an event for, there actually isn't, which is weird. And we own Suzhou. We have a bit more land in India as we took Sindh. And I believe that's it for out here. Yeah, that's everything over here. So that's actually more land in the Pacific already. But that's not all. We're going to move events over to the European front, because nothing's happened in Africa. Literally, nothing's happened in Africa. Yeah. This is going to be fun to explain. So, Belgium always goes to war with Netherlands, as Netherlands seeks to restore order, as in get its cause back, I believe, or it's a unique CB anyway. Through that CB, I went to assist Belgium, and through the war, Russia actually joined in against us, and we ended up getting Friesland out of it. Friesland gives us a connected border to Hanover. Hanover is in another sphere. We're probably never going to beat the Prussians out of here, but we can actually influence them quite more effectively. We also helped out Sweden in a war versus Denmark and freed Schleswig. Schleswig is one of the shards of the Empire. You need this in order to form Germany. So keeping it out of German hands really helps you. Same goes for Holstein, but Holstein probably never going to get it. It's in the Prussian sphere, as you can see. We have also done a few things around America. Namely, New England exists. New England is, I believe it's northeast. Yeah, it's these two states. Don't really know more to it. But it's literally just... It's headquartered in Boston, Massachusetts, I believe. I think it's Boston, Massachusetts. And you free that, and it's actually just a spare supply of manpower. I literally went to war with the USA. Also, we colonized Washington and British Idaho. So we actually got more land out of the deal. And the USA has to deal with us if they want to go to war with Mexico. That's the big thing. So that is pretty much where we're up to in terms of that. Sphere of influence. Oops. Sphere of influence looks interesting because we are still trying to fight the Prussians. We have to fight them off here, or they're gonna try and form the North German Federation. Other than that, there's still a lot more to do. I mean, a lot more to do, because there's a lot of territory to go around. Argentina and Colombia are in our sphere, so we can actually block the Panama Canal. UNSCA went from us, which is a sad sign, but still, what are you gonna do? Russia's having fun. We got Siam in our sphere. We have... I think that's it. Yeah. So our sphere isn't that big, but it's effective. In terms of diplomacy, our sphere is huge. We have all of the Indian miners. We are working on getting two Sicilies and New England safely on our banner. We're also working on Greece, who is safely under our banner. Egypt, which I want under my banner, which we could actually... find one? The Ottomans. Sweden's in our banner, Siam's in our banner. We could actually leave this Siamese now. Schleswig is safely in my banner. So I probably want to fight Prussia a bit here, just to keep them out. Yeah, let's go with that. Because I really don't want them forming Germany. Kuchk is ours, Guerrero is ours, Colombia is ours, and Argentina is ours. So we're basically free to go. In terms of wars and war justification, I don't think we have a CB. Russia's at war with Kokand, Persia, and Khiva. And that's pretty much everything right now. In terms of military, we have a big one. We're up to 11 armies. I'm doing the whole 36 stick again, which is actually going extremely well. Where are you going? Oh, because you're going there to go back and vote, going there instead. So if you head to Boston, you can get on boats, and it's in them ways. Probably do want to split you guys up though. because we are going to move fast to get back home. We have a lot of naval bases, if I just put in naval mode. We have a ton around the world, thanks to the Empire. Hey, you've upgraded. Along with a lot of things, but let's move on from that, because we have technology to look at. We've got a couple of things. Army doctrine we haven't really worked on a lot. We've got strategic mobility, muzzle-loaded rifles, and armed professionalism that I worked on. Navy I need to work on more, but we've got naval plans and naval professionalism. Naval plans that we worked on. Commerce we've done a lot more in. We've got market structures and business regs. In culture we've got idealism. That's about it. Industry I've been working on like medicine, railroad. I've worked on everything here. The thing I want to work on most now is inorganic chemistry to get the supply limit up, and I believe it gets us nitroglycerin, which is effectively called TNT. So, from here, it really is a question of just where do we want to go. This will be useful because we need to work on getting fund negotiations. Anyway, machine guns, economic responsibility, naval logistics. We're nearly there anyway. 1870, about 20 years. Yeah, okay. That's the update. That's what we've been getting up to. It's been actually a fun campaign. It's why I really want to continue doing this one. But we'll have to see how things go. I need to rename you because you're not the King's Own anymore. You should be the Queen. I'll leave you as King's Own. You're a homage. Anyway, with that in mind, we have a lot of things to do. So, I say we get on with them. How are we doing here? We're neutral. Are we ever going to beat the Prussians? I doubt it. No winter a day. No, we're not to, rather. I don't think we're ever going to get them. So really, it's just work on keeping Schleswig in our sphere. Yeah, put your high priority, and then we'll just knock the Prussians down again. Schleswig's the important one. Like, the others can work with us, I guess. Are you? No. So we probably work our sphere right now. Hanover, I doubt we're ever going to get. But we can try. And also, book on the roads here. Let's put up our investment. Right, so with all that in mind, what are we up to? We're basically taking a break from wars. You are the Urus Rifles. And we're basically just working out where we go. So, onward, shall we? Let's just sort you out. Stick enough. I want, really, both of you. Let's go to America. Go here. What are you guys? Leave your battle. Your battle fleet and you're damaged. So go to Canada. I go to Halifax to fix up. You're a good deal of transport ships, so you can actually go. Just stay there for now. Right, time in. Let's go. Really, it's just a time of peace around the Empire right now. There's nothing really to do, nothing really bother with, apart from probably naval bases, which I believe are mostly upgraded. Oh, tension is pretty sweet. So, let's get looking around. Just what a good time to do so. Naval base. Girl from Canterbury. That's a good one. No. You're expanding it though. You've got yours, you got yours, yep. Alright, looks like it's just break time, I guess. Nothing we can do around here? Can we do anything down here? Nope. And looks like no. Okay. That's a thing around the world already. America's Cup. Queen Victoria initiated the America's Cup Trophy, a contest for hobby sailors in high seas. Throughout the 19th century, all the races were won by US sailing teams. Never a prestigious sporting event. The big thing I'm trying to do now. Hello, Two Sisters. Two Sisters is a good one. It's the one that's most likely to form the Italian nation. I mean, it's ninth in the world. It's so close to becoming a great power. It could really use it, to be fair. It's about 14 points behind the Ottomans. So if we do get in war with the Ottomans, that would actually help. Looks like we're low on commerce raiders. Like I meant. Yeah, we need more steamers. Steamers. Which I think we're building, aren't we? We get rid of you. I also subsidize everything. We'll take the cost. We probably should get rid of the flippers because you're not making any money. Yeah, you should down. Just close entirely. This isn't a need for Steamers anymore, Clippers anymore. In the age of Steam, boy! Shouldn't be looking at Clippers, you see.